you have a lot of big feelings about your children because you want them to be happy, but the
Yeah,
struggle is part of growth, and you
right.
just want them to struggle in a safe way. So I think you guys are doing all the right things is the moral of the story. You have to talk about it and set some
Well,
parameters up for how.
their growing pains are real, right? And just as you said,
Yes,
it's hard to watch. It's
real.
hard to watch it in real time. And I think that there was a study at Boston University where they said that three-fourths of kids while they're in middle school, they get new friends. It's like the adolescent brain is changing, developing, it's becoming sharper, it's understanding social cues more, it's understanding group social dynamics. Their social brain is really connecting, and they also don't need our help for that, right? Like they have to figure out what's important to them, what they like. This is the time where they try on all sorts of things.
Yeah,
And the stakes, as you say, are not that big. Let them fail. If it
let
doesn't
them
work
fail.
out, this is low stakes. Welcome to Three Little Fishes. We're three sisters who grew up in the Midwest together, but have since spread across the country. I live in Los Angeles.
I'm in Nashville.
And I live in Philadelphia. We are all married with children, have all had careers, but now we stay at home with our families.
Join us as we share secrets and stories about being women, wives, and mothers.
We welcome you to laugh along, learn something new, reach out, and join our conversation.
So let's jump in.
What's up, fishes?
What's up, fishes?
Good to see you girls. All right, everybody, listen. I did the contrast therapy the other day. I did the sauna, the infrared sauna, and the cold plunge. And I would not say that I was super successful with it. Like you're supposed to go and like warm your body up and then get in the cold plunge. And I was sort of interested in the cold plunge. So I went in the sauna for like, I don't know, 7 minutes or something. There's this big timer. And I tried to get into the cold plunge and my feet instantly started tingling. And like, I was like, I'm out. I can't take it. And so then I went back in the sauna and then I warmed up a little bit and I was like, okay, I'm going to try again. I'm going to do it. So I got into the sauna and I tried to kneel down, but I was like, this is terrible. Like, I can't handle it. This is so cold. So then I went back in the sauna and I like really sat there and I was trying to gear up and like relax in my sauna, but then also think about the stupid cold plunge. So I did get back in it a third time and I did sit down in the cold water for maybe 20 seconds and then I was out. I was like, I can't do it. So I think there are a lot of benefits, they say, to going from the heat and the cold, and if you can be in the cold for like a minute each time or 2 minutes each time, it's supposed to increase your circulation and help your muscles. And there is some sort of like vascular circulation that is supposed to like be very beneficial for your entire body. I would not say I did it well. I thought it was like very too cold for me, but I am going to try again and I'm going to try to like play the mental. Now that I know what I'm in for, I'm going to try and do a better job.
It is kind of fascinating. I told you guys about that show, Rooster, that I was
Yeah.
watching last week on HBO. And in the show, the dean or the president of the school does cold plunges and he does saunas. And it's been featured in every episode so far.
Yeah.
Like he loves it for health benefits. I don't think I totally understand the health benefits. And I didn't realize that, Linda, you're saying that you're supposed to get cold plunge for a minute and then run to the sauna.
Yeah.
Cold plunge, run the sauna. That sounds like stressful and maybe a falling hazard.
Well, it does say like the floor is wet, but like, so this is a company called Sweat House. It's national. So you probably have one in your neighborhood and you get your own suite. So you have your own shower, you have your own cold plunge, and you have your own infrared sauna. And then you can pick whatever light color resonates with you. And there's like a little TV in there with a sound system and then this big clock. And so you have it for an hour. I think for me, like, and I was talking to the woman when I went in and she's like, I like to do the sauna for like 30, 35 minutes. And then I do the cold plunge. She goes, honestly, I've only gotten up to a minute 45, but she was like this little itty bitty tiny human. Like she has no fat on her body. And so then she showers and she does that whole thing. But, there are other articles that say alternate 3 or 4 times. I think you just have to find what works for you.
And what do you mean by the light? Like
So
I had it on the sauna,
it's
the
this
light.
infrared sauna, and it has this like light therapy. So like for me, I picked a red light, which is
Which
supposed
does what?
to.
What does the red light?
Yeah,
like, what
it's
does the red
supposed
light
to
say?
like reduce your cortisol levels. But then there's like a blue light, which is supposed to give you endorphins and make you happy. And then I don't remember, there's like a yellow light and a green light too. I don't remember what they're for, but we can put it in the show notes, like the benefits of these specific lights. I did really enjoy the sauna because I don't like to be cold, but I do feel like after I got done, even though I was in the cold water, which is 50 degrees at the sweat house, I mean, you do feel refreshed. I do want to do it again. And I signed up for one more event and we'll see how it goes. But anyway, sweat house, we'll put the link. I don't know.
I'm thinking that does not sound appealing to me at all.
No. And it sounds like it can't possibly be real of like health benefits. I know some research is saying that it is.
No, I think there is a lot of research between like going from hot to cold improves circulation, helps with muscle recovery, helps with stress, helps with your cortisol levels. I think it is absolutely a real thing. It is a mental gymnastics act though, like to get into 50-degree water and like submerge yourself. Like I could not get up to my neck. I like sat down, I laid back a little bit, but I was like, oh no. I mean, I was not mentally tough enough. I couldn't do it.
Paid for this. I paid for this torture.
Paid for the pain.
Yes, I chose it. I chose it.
Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Kathy, has she sold you on it? Are you going to try?
I would say no, you did not do a good job selling me on that.
But if you're somebody who works out a lot, if you are an athlete, if you're lifting weights a lot, if you are in a lot of stress, I do think it's probably worth trying.
All right. Yeah. Well, I would love to hear from anybody out there. Are you cold plunging? Are you sauning it up? Let us know what your thoughts are. Yeah. Okay, you guys, on today's show, we are going to talk about hot topics, middle school, oh my, and what's for dinner. Before we jump in, I just want to invite you to go to threelittlefishes.com/show notes to get all the goodness from the episode. Okay, easy. Hot topic.
Well, did you guys see that we talked about Tiger Woods last week? He is going to go to rehab. He's doing it out of the country. He got special dispensation to go someplace where he felt like he could be safe and, not a celebrity. But good for you, Tiger. I'm glad you're taking your health seriously.
I mean, I'm just going to also say I'm kind of off Tiger Woods right now. The only thing I'm going to say about that is rehab is confidential and you are left alone. So do you need to leave the country for that? I don't think so. I think that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. But whatevs. Mm-hmm. You do you. And I really do hope that you get better and you stop getting in cars when you are not able to drive.
Yeah. Amen.
So,
yep.
I mean, I wish you the best, but
yep.
Okay, you guys, this is so crazy. We've been talking a lot about health, but I read something about colonoscopies. Everybody needs to be getting them, making sure you're checking your bodies. Mm-hmm. And I heard like research saying that if the percentage of you go to the bathroom with your phones and you sit there with your phones in the bathroom, that you are most likely to develop hemorrhoids for those who don't take anything in the bathroom. You're supposed to go in with nothing, do your business, and get out. People who take their smartphones into the bathroom with them are 46% more likely to develop hemorrhoids. So if you are taking devices into the bathroom, you're going to give yourself hormones. Hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
We all have hormones, but you're going to give yourself hemorrhoids.
I don't believe that, Reese. I don't believe that because, I mean, from like the start of time, I'm sure people were like, you always see people having like reading materials in the bathroom.
Piles and books and stuff.
Like, some people more than others.
I mean,
I think it's kind of gross to have like a big stack of.
I do
I don't
too.
know.
Yeah.
I was listening to Mel Robbins' podcast, and she had on a physician, and the physician was very passionate telling people don't do it. And I just thought I would share that little nugget
Okay.
Well, I
from
think if you have to spend a lot of time in there, there is an issue. But, you know,
that you need entertainment in the bathroom.
yeah, yeah.
Get
Yeah,
your
I mean,
fiber,
I don't know.
people. Leave the phone, get your fiber. That's
Get
the
in,
message.
do your business, and get out. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Oh my gosh. That's
Talking about
funny.
health. So gel nails, Kathy, you found out that gel nails, you guys love to do your nails, but you're
Well-
finding research is showing that maybe this is not healthy for us.
Well, I was excited about the gel nails because I'm one of those smudgers that, you know, I have them done perfectly and then I leave and like, you know, 2 minutes later, I have nicked my toenail on something and I have to go
Yeah.
back in and get it redone or I have to fix it myself. And so when the
Plus,
gel
gel
nails
nails
came,
last longer. I mean, it lasts like so
well,
much longer than a regular manicure. So,
it lasts longer and it also
yeah.
cures immediately. So they're completely dry and you don't have to sit there forever. But the problem with them that I read is that they're destroying your nail bed. And if
Yeah.
you ever notice, if you've had it, you get like all these white specks on your nails. It's really hard on them. And then also, that light that they use is a UVA light, and it could damage your skin and potentially cause cancer. Which,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, I am not getting my nails done 24 hours a day in this getting my UV, but I mean, maybe there's something to it. They say if you do that, you should put sunblock on your
Hands, yeah,
skin
fingers.
just to protect yourself. But here we thought, I
I,
thought it was like this great thing, and it's not so great.
who's saying that the UV light could cause potentially health risks?
The Academy of Dermatology or something, right?
Well, this article I read was in the Cleveland Clinic.
Well, that's a boo if you like gel nails.
Buff and shine. That's the
Buff,
best.
buff
All
and shine.
natural, maybe it's
Au
better. I don't know.
naturel.
So we all grew up in the Illinois area. We grew up in Illinois, and we grew up in the era of where the '85 Bears won the Super Bowl. It was a big
Yep.
deal.
Yep.
And
There's
the Bears. So Steve
Bears.
McMichael, who was a Bears, who played on the team, he was a defensive player. He passed away in 2025 at 67 after a 5-year battle with ALS.
Mhm.
And his wife donated his brain to Boston University to their CET department to have his brain analyzed, and it turns out he had CTE. And she is saying, and the center is saying that there's a correlation between these football players with CET and ALS.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like interesting and kind of sad to learn that. Like,
Yeah, I
yikes.
mean, he fought bravely. He did a lot of interviews. I lived in Chicagoland, you know, when he got diagnosed, and he and his wife did quite a few interviews and tried to do some educational things. I mean, honestly, if you get your brain rattled a lot, I think there's potential for all kinds of triggers, health,
Yeah.
problems. I'm not surprised by that. I don't, I'm sure there is some sort of correlation between that and lots of diseases. So, I mean,
Feel like for these football players, though, maybe this is a continuous case of those. Everybody should be wearing those helmets. What are those called? Those
yeah, I don't remember. I know
Um,
they're huge and they
the
do.
helmets that protect your brain. Like, what are those? Angel helmets? No,
I don't know what it's called.
guardian caps.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you might as what's
Why
what's the
not?
harm of protecting
Yeah,
your
I think
brain
it's a
just
good
little
idea.
bit?
Professional athletes never want to do that stuff. Like, I watched hockey last night and I saw somebody get like a stick to the mouth and he's not wearing a mouth guard. Like, come
Why?
on, guys. This is easy.
I
Just wear a
know
mouth guard.
that's
I
Wear
know. I
hard.
don't
the
understand.
hat or whatever you call it. Just like
Yeah.
do it.
Let's
Do it.
protect your bodies a little bit as you're playing at these high sports. Like, not to be preachy, but kind of like, ay. Speaking of sports, the championship game in basketball is played. The bracket is all closed. We all did the March Madness bracket. We did not
Yeah.
win. We picked Michigan State to win, but Michigan took home the
Won.
Pulled it
ring.
out.
You know what, girls? I do want to say we did okay. I think
Did
that
we?
we ended, yeah, I think we got like 20th out of
Oh, that's
Out
all.
of how
pretty
many?
good.
I think there was over 200 and some
Oh,
entries. So
okay.
we did
Yay,
pretty
high five
well.
us.
All
Yeah,
right.
good
All right.
job.
3 little fishes.
And if Michigan
Okay.
State would not have lost at the very end, they could have, I think, taken it to the end.
It was a really good tournament. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
All right, you guys. So what's on my mind right now is the school year is starting to close out. We are through spring break. We're at the last half of school. And I am inching closer to sending my daughter off to middle school. And I'm having a lot of feelings about it. And not only me as a parent, but I think that these kiddos who are getting ready to transition into middle school are also starting to have feelings. So let's jump in.
I mean, the transition to middle school is a big deal. Like all the kids get excited. They get treated differently by the teachers. They have a different, day. They go from classroom to classroom more consistently. They have a little bit more
Yeah.
schoolwork. Some of them are broken into more advanced classes and they're gearing up. They're getting ready for high school, but they're also academically, it's big. But physiologically and emotionally, there's a lot going on. It's a huge growth time for every single child. And they grow at different rates. So some of them are going to be like
Right. That's very true.
physiologically more advanced than others. They're going to hit
Yeah.
that puberty, and the girls are getting their menstrual cycles, and the boys are maybe starting to get some peach fuzz, and you just are entering that whole realm of like the boy girl thing. And it's hard. It is a hard phase of life for boys
Yeah.
and girls. So, I mean, I can understand there being a lot of big feelings about it.
Well, what kind of brought this on too is like I do feel like there's been a little bit more bickering with Hannah's friends. Like everybody's now finding out where they're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like over our long break, we let the kids play online, they play games online and they talk to each other.
Yeah.
And one of her friends who she really is, he's a boy and they hang out and play a lot. He was kind of being mean to her. And it was brought to my attention because my daughter shared this with her brother. And Riley brought me or came to me. It's like, Mom, have you read any of these text messages that her friend is sending her? Like, he's being really mean to her. And like, one of the things that he said was, you've brought this on yourself. You did this to yourself. Like, because she said in the text message, you're being kind of mean. And his response was, you brought this onto yourself. And Riley's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's really, really not nice. And so I asked her about it and we talked about it. And she's like, I don't understand. I don't know what I've done. I've told him to stop talking to me this way. So I was kind of surprised that this boy or this friend was acting this way because they're very tight. And he's always been very kind and they've always had kind of a healthy relationship, I thought. And
Mm-hmm.
friends do fight, but like the thread, as I like dug into it a little bit more, it was very, very mean and biting.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just encouraged her to take a break. Like, how
Yeah.
do you like feeling this way? But it's very difficult for me as we're heading into middle school to kind of take the training wheels off and try to give her advice so she can problem solve and try to handle this herself of how you let people treat you and how you want to be treated instead of trying to fix it. So we gave her ideas, but it feels like this is just the beginning of middle school is hard and dealing with feelings and
Mm-hmm.
how
Yes.
people talk to you and treat you.
But I think you
mean,
guys are doing it right. I mean, I think if I had a child in this age group again, I would do what I'm about to say is what you're doing. And that is like lay the groundwork. Like, we are here for you. I don't think that that is the right way to be talking to you. You're going to have, it is a very hard time because they have to start setting up their own boundaries.
Right.
And
Yeah.
sometimes you have to walk away from people
Right.
that you care about. But I would give you a cautionary tale in that try to not insert yourself too much, and
Yeah.
don't insert yourself with other parents,
No.
because everybody does it in their own way. I mean, we had that incidence in like that about that age, and our youngest had a conflict with a boy in our class that we were very good friends with, and the parents inserted themselves, and we lost a friendship over it. We walked away.
What do you mean they inserted themselves?
They came to our house and was trying to problem solve for their child, and like accusing our child of doing something, and it was very like inappropriate in my mind. Like, you don't get to tell me how to parent, and I'm not going to tell you how to parent. These kids can figure it out, and you know, let it go. And they couldn't let
Right.
it go. They felt that they had the right to kind of tell everybody how to do things. And we ended
Yeah.
up losing good friends out of it. And our child lost good friends out of it. So, you
Mm.
know,
Oh, ay, ay,
it's a
ay.
very like, you have a lot of big feelings about your children because you want them to be happy, but the
Yeah.
struggle is part of growth, and you
Right.
just want them to struggle in a safe way. So I think you guys are doing all the right things is the moral of the story. You have to talk about it and set some
Well,
parameters up for
well,
how.
the growing pains are real, right? And just as you said,
Yes,
it's hard to watch. It's hard
real.
to watch it in real time. And I think that there was a study at Boston University where they said that three-fourths of kids, while they're in middle school, have new friends. They get new friends, like three-fourths of them. It's like the adolescent brain is changing, right? The adolescent
Hmm.
brain is developing, it's becoming sharper, it's understanding social cues more, it's understanding group social dynamics. Their social brain is really connecting and firing on all circuits. And they also don't need our help for that, right? Like they have to figure out what what's important to them, what they like. This is the time where they try on all sorts of things.
Yeah,
And the stakes, as you say, are not that big. Let them fail. If it
let
doesn't
them
work
fail.
out, this is low stakes, and this is
My one caveat to that would be I think kids now have a very slippery slope to go down because of social media and their
yeah,
cell phones. And all these kids have computers because that's how they do their schoolwork. So they have this like instant gratification and this ability to communicate at all times. And they haven't figured out how to communicate their feelings in an accurate way.
yeah,
Um, and so they say things on text that they would never say to you in person. And I
right,
think, as a parent, you kind of have to come up with a couple of mantras that they hear all the time. Like, would you say that before you send that text? Would you say that to them in person? And you have
yeah,
to repeat it like a million times,
yeah,
or,
Right.
whatever the mantra is at your house for
yeah.
safety, you have to have it.
Well,
I mean, it's hard.
I always say to particularly Hannah, because she's my youngest, is you don't ever let anybody pick, like, choose your happiness. Nobody gets to, like, they don't have that much control over your mood. It feels like they do, but nobody gets to, like, to take your joy
Right.
or dim your light. And if they are doing that, then maybe they're not your people. Maybe this is
Yeah.
not your group that you want to be around.
I think too, it's
Yeah.
easy to like, it's hard to figure out like, is your child having conflict with friends, or are they being bullied?
Right.
So that, you have to have that open line of communication, which by the way is horribly hard because the kids are starting to separate from you. Middle
Yes.
school, I'm sure Kathy, you remember this too. It's like in middle school, really around seventh grade, eighth grade in particular, because they're heading off to high school, their friends become the center of their universe and they don't want to spend as much time and they're not as open
Yeah.
with their
Yes.
thoughts and feelings with their families as they used to be. So maybe your like very chatty child is all of a sudden like more quiet, and you have to decode that. Like, are they on drugs, or are they just having a hard time, or are they tired, or do they
Yeah.
have like, You know what I mean? You have to kind of figure out how to always be around, but like not necessarily engage in like deep conversation all the time. And it is
Right.
so hard to parent that. But I think, you're doing the right thing, and that is like you're available and you're setting the groundwork for this like next phase of life. And you've already successfully done it once, so you'll
So
do it again.
Jessica Spear, she's a LCSW, licensed clinical social worker. She's also an author. She writes a lot about the difference between, is it conflict or bullying? She's a
Mhm.
good resource if people are looking for somebody who she really writes a lot about middle school kids and this age. And she has a new book out. It's called Middle School and Safety Goggles Advised. And it's written for the middle schoolers to read. And I actually am going to get this for Johanna, I think, as she's heading into middle school. And it talks about, how to pick friends. What does that look like? Trying to
Will she
navigate.
read it? I think my kids would have like flipped me off.
She probably
Where's the
won't.
book about?
She probably won't, but I think I'm going to read it with her. I think I'm going to have us read it together because I think she would benefit from just having that in the back of her mind of a resource, and to kind of be like, as Johanna is maturing, she's a slower mature. And so she wants everybody to be her friend, everybody to like her, which is an amazing way to be. But that's just not how the world is. So I think it'll be good for her to maybe see some of these scenarios in the book and just have it in the back of her mind to know that things are changing and that's okay. I don't know. I'm just trying to set her up with some expectations about heading into middle school because I feel like, the training wheels are coming off and, I'm throwing her in the deep pool. I don't know.
Well, the good news is
Well,
all her peers are doing the same thing. They may like land in a different spot. I think what will be shocking is at the end of summer, seeing all the kids walk through the door in sixth grade next year, because every summer the kids change so much, and Johanna
I,
will too.
I tell you what we just had, and she would die if I was talking about this, but she, is a slower mature, which is totally fine. And this
Yeah,
how we all
it's
go at
great.
our different rate. Puberty hasn't really
Yeah.
hit her yet, but it's hit a lot of people at school. And she's
Hmm.
like, I need a bra. I need a bra.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, is it
Yeah.
time? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm having a first because my first was a boy and we didn't have to talk
Yeah.
about bras.
Yeah. The first of many special times that you will have with her. I had two girls for our listeners first, and then I had this boy. And yeah, I mean, they're different. So hang on to
Um,
your hat. It's going to happen,
yeah, I just
and
had
it's
a
all going to
couple.
be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think some things to like I'm trying to think about, and maybe this would be helpful for other people too, is that the 7 ways to kind of think about transitioning to middle school is that as a parent, we shift more into coaching because, they don't need us to tell them what to do all the time, trying to be more of a guide than, telling them what to do, right? Their brains have to engage to kind of figure some stuff out on their own, encourage self-management so that they can start to manage their own schedule, their homework. So when they go to high school, they can do it again, or allow them to make mistakes because the stakes are low at this point. Monitor social media. This one is really hard for me is to listen and to make sure that I listen because I'm a fixer by nature and I just want to go in and fix it. Like I have the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Help them figure out who they are, who they want to be, who their interests are, foster that, and then to practice and model good coping skills,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is also hard because we're human, right? And sometimes we don't always like monitor the best. I don't know, except for maybe Kathy. Kathy, you're very cool under the collar at all times. You very rarely like go off the cuff. I feel like
well,
you go quiet. And if anybody knows you go quiet,
Look
that's
out.
that's yeah, you're getting it. something's wrong.
if I really get hot under the collar, it's really bad.
Well, you're
Yeah,
quiet.
something really bad has happened.
You're quiet, which I don't think is a bad thing. Like, I think it's better to be quiet than to maybe blow a gasket, which I tend to like be a little bit more passionate.
I mean, I think too, in middle school, not only do you academically kind of see them challenged a little bit more, but like the interpersonal dynamics really do change with the kids. And some kids will start like chatting with each other or dating, or I don't know what you call it nowadays. So, I mean, I just think if I was a parent listening and I have kids this age, talk to your spouse, set up some ground rules, be on the same page about
Yeah.
certain things like
Yeah.
going out with groups,
Yeah.
the phone, all the social media, like set up some ground rules and be a team, have each other's back, and, just problem solve together. It will all be okay, because each year you got to let them do a little bit more and a little bit more. And you just hope that little bit more is safe and they're happy
Yeah.
and fulfilled with their life.
I think it's important. I mean, middle school can be, I mean, everyone says middle school's so terrible, and I think it just depends. It's not terrible for everyone, but I think these kids, you just have to encourage them to be independent, and you got to let them know you're there. Spend quality time with them so they can talk out things that are bothering them. Encourage them to try new things. I mean, it's a safe area from 6th to 8th grade. Their grades don't matter. They can make a lot of mistakes. So it's a real time of growth.
And it doesn't really matter, like, to like all their friends, right? Like, they just need one good friend or like one group of
Yeah, I
friends
mean,
that they can have,
Yeah.
right? Like, it doesn't matter if they're the most popular. They just need somebody that's a good friend. Just
yeah,
one.
because their friends are probably going to change. I mean,
Yeah.
they probably will have some of the same, but when you go into high school, you're even getting more of a new group of student body. So, of course, some of those friendships are going to change, and some may completely dissolve.
Yeah.
So, you have to like let them know that that's okay. That's like normal.
Well, I'm here with you guys, the people who are getting ready to send their kids off to middle school, who are already in middle school. We're in this journey together. I would
You
love to
are.
hear your thoughts.
You're going to get through it.
Yes. I mean, one day at a time, right?
One day at a time.
And hopefully we don't lose our sense of humor about it.
Yeah. I hope not.
Yeah. All right, you guys, what's for dinner?
So I have what's for dinner this week. And the reason it came about was because I ended up actually having a dental surgery last week. I actually had a bone graft placed, and it was more, I had never had something like that before, and it really caused a lot of discomfort for me. And it affected my sleeping because I sleep on my stomach, which I couldn't do because they didn't want me to sleep on my face.
Yeah.
So it's like terrible.
This sounds awful.
Well,
To
be honest, you don't like sound like yourself. Like you sound really sad. You sound really like,
tired and raspy.
Like if you're looking at this on YouTube or wherever you can watch your pods, on the video, and if you see Kathy, her mouth is a little swollen, and she you look kind of miserable. There's like no sparkle to you today. So I'm sorry that you're so uncomfortable. That stinks.
Yeah, I know. Well, I actually feeling better today than I have been. So I think I am starting to get better, but it is a process, that's for sure.
I heard a periodontist tell me once that they would never wish gum surgery on anybody, that it's super painful and not fun.
Well, I think it can be painful, and the biggest thing is you just have to do what you're supposed to do. And I think the big thing is some people don't as far as eating, you're supposed to have a really soft diet, and I've wanted to have a chip so bad, but I'm like, no, you can't have that.
Yeah.
I just want to watch basketball and eat chips.
that's hard too, because you're like, I'm sick of having eggs, but my neighbor
Yeah.
was so kind, and she brought me over a quiche and some bread for me to have, which was so nice of her. So I wanted to shout out to Anne because she was really sweet. But anyway, it made me, I'm eating quiche now for like breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Oh,
I love
gosh.
quiche.
I
I
do
think
too.
quiche is so delicious.
Yeah, and I just like, chop it up so it's really fine and it's good. So you have to take care of yourself. You got to eat a lot of soft foods, Greek yogurt, that kind of thing.
Well, the nice thing about quiche is that it's got a lot of protein, it's got some
Hmm.
fat.
Hmm.
It's a good meal.
All right, so we'll put a quiche recipe in the show notes.
Yeah, y'all try it
Okay.
out. And you
Anne,
can
you're the
freeze it
best.
too.
Hopefully by next week you'll start to feel better and back to your old self.
I hope you're feeling better this weekend because I get to see you on Saturday.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Oh, that's right. You're going to see Sarah, right?
We
No,
are. We're going to
Sabrina.
Blacksburg.
So if anybody's at Virginia Tech this weekend, you might see them out like dancing on the bars.
Yeah, it might
You never
happen.
know.
You never know.
Yeah. Fishes go wild.
Well, we want to thank you for listening to our podcast and letting us sisters jump into your day. Please continue to follow us at threelittlefishes.com. And please make sure you're signed up for our exclusive content and recipes. And follow us at 3LF Pod on social media to be part of our daily conversation. Have a wonderful weekend, fishes. Out.